Hey guys, welcome back to another episode on KOB TV, Chattanooga, Tennessee. I am your host, Ken Johnson, and we are jumping in on the endocannabinoid system. What is it, and how does it relate to you? Well, the basic gist of the video is that you have a endocannabinoid system which was recently discovered about 40 years back, and that means that the body actually produces cannabinoids. So you have receptors in your body for that. The thing is, we don't produce enough. We are deficient, cannabinoid deficient, and thus we ingest it through eating, or consume it through eating, through ingestion, or smoking, basically. So this will just show you that people have been smoking it for thousands of years, and there's a reason why. It's not because it's a drug or it should be on a schedule substance chart, title, have a title and stuff like that, or criminalized. But this is not about the legal ramifications of it. This is about the benefits and the features of your health. So the endocannabinoid system is a molecular system responsible for regulating and balancing many processes in the body, including immune response, communication between cells, appetite, metabolism, memory, and more. So there you have it. There is a system that nobody really knew about, and we'll go to the discovery of it and understand how new it is. The discovery, the existence of cannabinoid receptors in the brain, was discovered from in vitro studies in the 1980s, guys. So we're looking at 40 years with the receptor designated as the cannabinoid receptor type 1, or CB1. The DNA sequence that encodes a G protein coupled cannabinoid receptor in the human brain was identified and cloned in 1990. So like 10 years later, they cloned this thing. And so I was originally, I guess we'll get to conspiracies at the end, but let's go ahead and understand that this is a recent discovery. The system that is in place in the body for the marijuana that you eat or smoke. In other words, it's a very natural thing. It's not an abnormal, or it shouldn't be labeled or stigmatized. So now we have the receptors, the discovery of it. The receptors, we'll go and read a few passages, and it says they are located, cannabinoid receptors, that is, located throughout the body, are part of the endocannabinoid system, the system that we are learning about, which is involved in a variety of physiological processes, including appetite, pain, sensation, mood, and memory. So now we know it's part of body and processes. Let's skip down. There are, to the second, let me make sure I'm on the right page, because I tend to do that. Ooh, and that bit rate is a bit choppy, guys, isn't it? Let me see if I can increase that a bit. I had no idea it was so. Let's see. Sorry about that. Can you see that better? Let's open it up a little bit more. And I'll just have to scroll with you guys. Okay, how about that? Okay, that's a bit better. Okay, so basically we're at the second paragraph. There are currently two known subtypes of cannabinoid receptors termed CB1 and CB2. The CB1 receptor is expressed mainly in the brain, the central nervous system or CNS, but also in the lungs, liver, and kidneys. CB2, on the other hand, well, let's think about CB1 first. They're in the lungs, liver, and kidney. The receptors, well, we won't get much out of that. Okay, the CB2 receptor is expressed mainly in the immune system and hematopoietic cells. Hematopoietic cells. Topotic cells. Guys, correct me. I'll do a, ooh. There we go. Oh. Hematopoietic. Hematopoietic. Okay, sorry about that, guys. However, further research has found the existence of these receptors in parts of the brain as well. Mounting evidence suggests that there are novel cannabinoid receptors, that is CB1 and non-CB2, which are expressed in endothelial cells and in the CNS. Okay, so basically we have those two sets, and we'll scroll down, and we did get some idea of the discovery, but we'll read it from Wiki, at least this paragraph. The existence of cannabinoid receptors in the brain was discovered from in vitro. We just learned that, so let's skip on down. These discoveries led to determination in 1993 of a second brain cannabinoid receptor named cannabinoid receptor type 2, or CB2. And so 13 years later, or about, they come up with CB2. Because we're learning because this is new. We've been smoking it for and eating it and ingesting it for a while, and not really understanding its benefits and its uses and its attachment to the body and the brain. This is a short look at it, guys. Okay, and we're gonna scroll down a little bit more. CB1 and CB2. I'll have the page for you there. It's really short. That's it, really. Cannabinoid treatments. Tetrahydrocannabinol is prescribed under the INN dronabinol, or the brand name Marinol, to treat vomiting and for enhancement of appetite, mainly in people with AIDS, as well as for refractory nausea and vomiting in people undergoing chemotherapy. Use of synthetic THC is becoming more common as the known benefits become more prominent within the medical industry. Synthetic THC, which we just mentioned, Marinol and dronabinol. Dronabinol, I pronounced it right, okay? THC is also an active ingredient in nabiximols. I didn't pronounce that right. Nabiximols, a specific extract of cannabis. So they have lots of extracts and derivatives, guys, that was approved as a botanical drug in the United Kingdom in 2010 as a mouth spray for people with multiple sclerosis to alleviate neuropathic pain, spasticity, overactive bladder, and other symptoms. So this is really good cannabinoid treatment, guys. So let's move on. So the next question was, is it in anybody else? Actually, let's go and look at the human body. CB1. These are some of the places in the body where the receptors are, and I'll have that page up for you. Brain. See, we kind of got a gist of it. You already know. Uh, Cerebellum, brainstem, basal ganglia. Olfa- ooh. So these are some good things. Olfactory bulb, thalamus, hypothalamus, the pituitary, thyroid, upper airways, liver, all the known, the basic stuff. And then over here for the body, for the CB2s, you get more into the eye, the stomach, the heart, the pancreas, the digestive tract, the bones, and they have a non-CB1 and non-CB2 located in cells of the blood vessels, epithelial cells of the arterial blood vessels. Okay, so guys, you can go look at that. And then I was like, well, is it in other animals? And of course, we look at it, we find out that or mammals is what I typed, because and we're not animals. Cannabinoid receptors have been studied most in vertebrates such as rats and mice. However, they are also found in invertebrates such as leeches and mollusks. Gosh, a daggone mollusk? A jellyfish can get high? I think that's a mollusk too. So what's this? And then how do you stimulate cannabinoid receptors? Cold exposure, fruits and vegetable tea, osteopathy, exercise, nuts and seeds, and herbs and spices. And one other footnote or question: how which is, do dogs have cannabinoid receptors? And this is something interesting. Dogs are reported to have a higher number of cannabinoid receptors in the brain compared with humans, and it has been suggested that they might be more susceptible to the toxic effects than are humans. In the Colorado study, 2 dogs that consumed baked goods that included butter with concentrated medical grade THC died. So, they put them under too much stress and they died. Of course, that never happens in real life. And that kind of gives you the idea that they've recently discovered the system itself, and it's part of the body. It's something natural. It's nothing to be afraid of. For all the skeptics and people who've been bashing you and telling you it's bad and you're a dope head and this and that, and you shouldn't do weed or whatever, consume it. Well, there you have it. Unless they want to argue with God, we're not religious over here, but we do have the cojones to say that there is a creator. We do know that someone created us, and we strive to be as great as that one being, and in the process of that, we give all praise that we have the opportunity to do that. And so that's where the praise comes in, is just basically having an opportunity to sit here and share information, learn and grow. And that's what you do when you come here, is you grow. You come here to get resources and go, and hey, he's got all the sources over there. Go look in the description. Okay, so let's keep going. How the cannabinoid receptors interact with the human body. Let's look at this really quickly. Cannabinoid receptors are located throughout the body. They are part of the endocannabinoid system described in the previous article. Guys, are you listening? Which is involved in a variety of physiological processes, including appetite, pain sensation, mood, and memory. We just did that. They are also found in other parts of the body, for instance, in the liver. Hold on, because I changed pages. Okay, you're still there. I have to check from time to time. Found in other parts of the bodies. Okay, that's good. Cannabinoid receptors. Okay, here we go. Are activated by cannabinoids. So the receptors in your body are activated by cannabinoids, the stuff that you smoke. When you smoke, you release cannabinoids. Generally, naturally, inside the body, endocannabinoids are introduced into the body. Well, let's go back and reread that. Cannabinoid receptors are activated by cannabinoids. Cannabinoids, right? Generally, naturally inside the body, because I didn't read that right. See, the cannabinoids are generally naturally inside the body, called endocannabinoids. So they're produced inside the body. or you can get them, or they're introduced into the body as cannabis or a related synthetic compound. So the body does produce it, but we are at a deficiency, as it may say here. After the receptor is engaged, multiple intercellular signal transduction pathways are activated. All of the endocannabinoids and what's this guy's phytocannabinoids, plant-based cannabinoids like hemp. Right. Okay, so you have the endocannabinoids, the ones that are produced inside of your body, and the ones that are produced outside of the body, which is the plants. Okay, so I didn't make that distinction, guys. I hope you did. Uh, Plant-based cannabinoids like hemp, cannabis, and hop, or lipopflic. I'm not familiar with that one. Lipophilic, lipophilic, such as fat soluble compounds. So it would be lipo because we're talking about fats. He says lipo, so lipo, that's fat. So that's correct pronunciation. Okay, let's keep moving. Well, let's see. Let's go down some more stuff. The cannabinoid receptors. Let's go down some more, because you'll have this page as well. I'm just scrolling. Okay, so this is very short. So I'll actually see if I can find some of the parts. I think that's pretty much lets you know that you have them inside of your body. And you have, of course, those that are grown outside of the body, which is, what you smoke or eat. I was looking for some more potential benefits on this article, but I think we should go ahead and keep going to the next one. Let's see, make sure I'm still here on the page with my head cut off right there. Okay, let's keep going and see what else we have here. We did that, and we know that we've learned that it was discovered, or the system was discovered in the 80s, guys. They didn't give a specific, and also later on they discovered the part 2. Cannabinoid receptors in the brain was identified and cloned. They cloned it in the 90s. And we found out. Did we find out that they were? Yeah, we found out there is in dog. Oh, did we read the other footnote? And for some reason, the music is off, and that means we're over the limit, guys. What I'm going to do is extend this, because you need to know. I think you will agree. Will you agree with me? Okay. And so, does a human body? We did that one. And we did that. I don't think there are any footnotes that I open on this one. So that's pretty much it. Now, we can go into some of the other research that I did, because I did not know that was going to take that long. Okay, I am lying. This is take 2. This is take 2, guys. This is take 2. I did know, and it's very hard for me to lie, as you can see. Awful. That's embarrassing. I can't even. Let's go to the next. I have another scene for you guys. I do believe that is the history. And as soon as I locate it, I'll be right there with you. And we are together. Now, this is some undercover stuff here. THCO acetate is a derivative, guys. It's a little specialized. Because my thing was, are they weaponizing weed? Is loud, weaponized. And of course, all strains of most things get stronger, at least the cannabis plant, over time. You might say that because there are theories and, conspiracy theories about it being weaponized to effeminize the races, or it would have to effeminize a group of everyone, because everybody smokes it. So that may be a little far-fetched, but there are other theories, and it goes deeper than that. It's DMHP, by the way, DMHP, uh, dimethyl. Let's just wait and keep going. So now let's go ahead and do the THC acetate ester. It acts as a metabolic prodrug, which is like, a drug that you use so other drugs can absorb better. It says a prodrug is a medication or compound that, after administration, is metabolized into a pharmacologically active drug. So it'll change into something that's active. It'll go in as one thing, and it'll change into something that's more. Instead of administering a drug directly, a corresponding prodrug can be used to improve how the drug is absorbed, distributed, metabolized, and excreted. So basically, you're saying THC acetate, O-acetate, is a prodrug for THC itself, and chemically works the same way that heroin does as a metabolic prodrug for morphine. It has been reported to be approximately 2 times as potent as THC, to approximately 3 times as potent as THC, with a unique psychedelic high described as follows. Listen to this, guys. The effect of the acetate is more spiritual and psychedelic than that of the ordinary product. The most unique property of this material is that there is a delay of about 30 minutes before its effects are felt. Am I still there? I am still there. I'm in the wrong place. But can you see that? So there's a derivative that you guys didn't know about, or you may have, and we'll move on a little quickly because the only reason I was there is because I'm looking for weaponized weed, and there's very limited information, or at least this is the unredacted information that they released. That well, I came up with the Edgewood Arsenal experiment. Well, let's go there really quickly and make sure that I'm still illustrated. Get out of your face here. As a matter of fact, let's open this up so you can read a little bit, because I don't think you can see that. I don't think I thought the bit rate was a bit low, but apparently I just have it out of the screen. Not good. Okay. Is that okay, guys? That's okay. Let's go ahead with the Edgewood experiment now. Maybe this is okay. I'm sorry. I'm trying to move my big head out of the way. So, like the Edgewood Arsenal human experiments, and we go right into Wikipedia, and we find out that it is from 1948 to 1975. The U.S. Army Chemical Corps conducted a classified human subject research at the Edgewood Arsenal facility in Maryland, guys. They were doing an experiment. The purpose was to evaluate the impact of low-dose chemical warfare agents on military personnel and to test protective clothing, pharmaceuticals, and vaccines, guys. So this could be going on now. They could have restarted it. They're saying they didn't. But hey, there's some conspiracy theories, you guys. That's what you come over here for: research and for information and for ideas. Don't you love it? All right, let's keep going. A small portion of these studies were directed at directed at psychochemical warfare and grouped under the prosaic title of the Medical Research Volunteer Program. The MRVP was also driven by intelligence requirements and the need for new and more effective interrogation techniques. So they were trying to figure out a way to interrogate people and also use it. Vaccines. They studied it for vaccines. Oh, guys, it really is deep. So what I was trying to do, because I connected that to THC, and how did I do that, is deep research, guys. Deep deep research. Uh, I'll have the page up for you. It's very limited, like I said, because the only thing you're gonna find, and here, if you see, am I in the screen? Because I tend to do strange things. Okay, can you see this? This is dimethyl heptylpyrin. Heptylpyrin, guys. This is the other derivative, but we'll get into that. It's a red oil, but there. So anyway, I was looking, like I said, to see if I could, and here we come up with see also THCO acetate, and so we go into THCO acetate, and this is a derivative. It is okay. This is what it says. It is the acetate ester of THC. It acts as a metabolic pro. We just read that. Am I going backwards? Okay. What I'm trying to do is connect it. Okay. So we did the Edgewood. We did the. Okay, so it's THC. So what I needed to. Okay, is the dimethylheptylpyrin. That's where I wanted to go. I'm sorry, guys. So let's go to what I did was, of course, the query, and we come up with. It says is a synthetic analog of THC, which was invented in 1949. Hold on, guys. Excuse me. So studies go back further than the 80s, in other words. So don't get it twisted. Like, the fact that, don't confuse that the study of the endocannabinoid system was discovered only recently versus the study of marijuana throughout the ages. They've been studying that for the ages. They just did not know that the creator actually put receptors in the body to for the ingestion of it. Anyway, so now we have the another derivative, and of course we cracked the wiki's head for the derivative, and we've already pronounced it as dimethylheptylpyrin. Is a synthetic analog of THC, which was invented in 1949 during attempts to elucidate the structure of THC, one of the active components of cannabis. DMHP is a pale yellow viscous oil which is insoluble in water. It won't dissolve in water, but dissolves in alcohol and nonpolar solvents. So you get a thinner, get you something that'll thin it out, and you can thin it out. It comes out as oil. And you've probably produced it if you've been producing vape oils and stuff. You probably accidentally produced it for a moment, enough to know. And so it's going to not dissolve in water. So that will be one way to trap it in a nonpolar solvent after you dissolve it out. Basically, like I said, I was trying to connect it to THC, and all I could really come up with, like I said, all the information that's redacted or unredacted, just keep saying redacted, was this. This is the only thing I led to. As you say, DMHP is similar in structure to THC, guys. So that's really about as far as you're gonna be able to get. Well, I am so sorry. Definitely did not mean to say it. That's as far as I was able to get for now. That was really intensive. That's about really the only thing you can come up with. That's the only thing, since it's so new. But I just wanted to let you guys know, and the skeptics know, that it's something that God put in the body and in lots of animals, and even a jellyfish or mollusk can get high or has receptors in its body, and it produces cannabinoids. I wonder how many jellyfish you have to eat or mollusk you have to eat to get high, because could you sell your own cannabinoids? Since we don't produce enough, there is a way to genetically modify the body to produce that, by the way, guys, theoretically, because we do science over here. We have common sense, and we know that we can theoretically genetically manipulate genes, the DNA, to produce, and we can we can we can produce we can do a lot, guys. And so to conclude, guys, basically the creator put it in our bodies. Let the skeptics know. Let's go to the next page. I have another page for you. That you know this is part of nature, and that they should not try and scrutinize you and make you feel some kind of way because you use cannabinoids. Now, I'm not sure if I read this until recently. Scientists have been identified. Yeah, I did, didn't I? And if let me make sure I'm here on the page because I tend to sway away. It says until recently, scientists had. I'm trying to see if I read it. It seems like I did. This is take two. Until recently, scientists had identified cannabinoids only in the cannabis plant, commonly called marijuana or hemp. Current research, however, has found cannabinoids in many plants, including clove, black pepper, and echinacea, broccoli, ginseng, and carrots. So, if they've taken black pepper or echinacea, guys, you can tell the skeptics to go stuff it. You've not been taking as much as I have, but you certainly have been taking it, and so don't try and throw me under the bus because you don't know. And the fact that we are just finding out about stuff in the body and about the body, we're only 40 years into the endocannabinoid system. So, that's to help you survive the onslaught of ignorance that I know you're up against. It's an onslaught. You're always trying to bash you and always trying to put you down and always trying to put you in a different place. Besides the right place, when they are the ones that are outside of nature and outside of love and outside of harmony and peace. And I hope that I actually gave you some information. I hope that you were able to consume something. And if you did, go ahead and like the video. And if you are a new person, you need to subscribe so you don't have to run around and look for, you can look right in the description and get lots of resources, and you can always get other channels and everything. I always put all kinds of information down there so you have a one-stop place to come and just get information. So for the most part, the wrap up is that the endocannabinoid system is a molecular system, and it's responsible for regulating and balancing many processes in the body, guys. And we've been treating it pretty bad. I did go into the wiki, but what I wanted to, if you don't mind, before I leave, is to see if I could make one more statement that would be substantial for you. I think you'll have to go and read some of this information yourself, because what I was looking for was that the fact that it is deficient, the fact that the body does produce it, but it's not at the levels that you can get when you are consuming it through edibles, eating it or smoking it. And so, yeah, guys, that's really it, guys. I hope you got something out of the video. I am going to prepare for my next video, and I think maybe you should not worry about anything and just do this.